What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing on this Thursday afternoon? We're right around 3:30ish. We're at 65 degrees yesterday afternoon. Tomorrow we're getting 8 to 10 inches of snow. Today is cold as hell out. Welcome to weather in New England, and we still got March to go. So I have a finished build. Before I get into that, I just want to say I appreciate everybody that commented about that interview I did with Josh. That was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to him doing more, guys. The only problem with me, though, it beat the crap out of me because of the wearing of the oxygen. If I talk a lot, my my throat starts to bother me and get out of breath. And so Sunday and Monday were great days. Then the COPD likes to kick in every once in a while. That's always fun. But anyway, I'm feeling all right. So thanks to the guys who reached out to me. Appreciate that. All right, we finished that 1913 Mercer. That's a great picture. That's a great picture. But yeah, this is the Aurora series. Oh. The only thing I have left to build out of these is the Rambler. And I have an original Aurora kit for that. The collectors are going to lose their minds when I crack that one open. Box art. Type 35J Raceabout. This car was built to compete with Stutz. They used to race these. They'd take them to the racetrack. They'd take the fenders off them, and they'd race them. And when they got done racing them, they'd put the fenders back on them and drive them home. I guess there's a little bit of history here if you're interested. Rivalries have been the foundation of many exciting sagas of automotive history. One of the greatest of these rivalries was that between the Stutz and the Mercer. The Mercer has many things which set it apart from the relatively crude Stutz and make it much more of a milestone than the Stutz. Designed by Finley Robinson Porter, there's a name for you. As a sports car of the Mercer line, the Raceabout was a much more stylish and refined design than the Stutz. The natural flow of the lines of the Mercer, in addition to a 108-inch wheelbase, which was 12 inches shorter than the Stutz, a foot lower in height, and 1,000 pounds less weight, made this America's first true sports car design. Mercer guaranteed the 35J to have a speed of 1 mile in 51 seconds, which compared to the Stutz's 1 mile in 58 seconds. On the track as well as the road, the rivalry was great. Mercer encouraged the racing of its cars, and many people took racebouts to the racetrack, removed the fenders, and went racing. Such famous drivers as Spencer Wishart, Ralph De Palma, Barney Oldfield, and Edward Pullen raced Mercers against European and American race cars with almost twice the engine size. The 1911 Indianapolis 500 had 2 stock Mercers entered, both of which finished in respectable positions and were then driven home after the race without any changes or repairs. The 1912 Mercer Raceabout took 3rd place in that year's 500, and the winner's engine was 1.5 times the size of the Mercer, and the 2nd place car was a European racer with twice the engine. The Mercer took 2nd in 1913 after the French Peugeot, which is one of the world's greatest race cars at that time. If I'm not mistaken, a Peugeot was entered in the race of the century from New York to Paris. The Indianapolis record was typical of the racing record of the Mercer Raceabout in competition against specially built race cars across the country. On the road, the Mercer was also one of the quickest and fastest cars available. The car consisted of a lighter and lower chassis than most of its contemporaries. It had roughly the same power as a Stutz counterpart, 60 horsepower, but with almost 80 cubic inches less displacement and much lower weight. It reacted quicker to the accelerator than the Stutz. The Mercer had a 4-speed transmission versus the Stutz's 3-speed transaxle. However, braking was very difficult and did not match the speed capabilities of the car. A handbrake worked on the rear wheels only, and a foot brake worked on the drive shaft and acted as a speed regulator instead of a true brake. As with any car capable of winning races, which is also driven on the road, the Mercer was much more temperamental than the Bearcat. While the Stutz had an almost truck-like construction, the Mercer's light frame tended to crack. The highly tuned engine leaked oil and was much harder to start. These factors tended to equalize the two cars as far as general use on the road. The Mercer Type 35J Raceabout stands out as America's first true sports car, and Findlay Robinson Porter could be compared favorably to Porsche, Bugatti, Ferrari, Chapman, and other great automobile designers. His design comes across as a classic of American automobile history. So, without further ado, let's go take a look. Before we look, I had to come up with a few things. This kit was missing all the glass, the lenses for the lights. I had to make the lenses for the lights. The lanterns, I had to make lenses for the lanterns. I had to come up with 4 hubcaps because I only had 3 in the kit, and I tried to make one, but it was easier just to find. I happen to have 4. Anyway, you'll see. I had to make one of these. I had to make one of these right here. I'm not going to tell you what side it's on. And was there anything else? Yeah, we replaced a couple of things with brass tubing, but other than that, she got built right out of the box. A little bit of paint here and there. I kept the original color. It was yellow out of the box, so I kept that. So, let's go look before Jeff has a conniption fit. Almost 10 minutes, boys. Said the guy who didn't want to talk a lot. All right. Hang on. Oh, did I show you guys the trees down? The beavers finally got the tree down. I think I showed you guys this. There it is. And I started working on the one right in back of it. Where am I? I started working on that one right there. You see the pile of sawdust under it? As long as they stay over there, I don't care. I'm cool with them. So, all right, boys, here we go. 1913 Type 35J Raceabout Mercer. So, yeah, here we are. I think we need some more light. Hang on. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so there it is, fellas. My 1913 Mercer. I think she came out pretty cool. Yeah. I think she was pretty cool. It's that dashboard. I come up with some gauge decals for the gauges. We put a piece of brass tubing on the steering wheel. We made shifters out of wood. Well, we painted them wood. There's that crack. The old skull and crossbones. Oops. A little dirt. Hey, spread out. Yeah, I think she came out pretty freaking good. There ain't a whole lot under it, guys. Let's see if I can pick it up without breaking anything. Yeah, there ain't a whole lot under there. Brass tubing for the drive shaft. All Ushi powder. The only thing I did to that stuff under there and the hubs
I Ushi powdered them. They were black styrene. I Ushi powdered the black styrene. And then just did a little bit of weathering on it with some acrylics. But yeah, I am real happy how she looks. Very happy with how this came out. Vinyl on the fenders. Fenders were a lot of fun getting together. Added a couple more little things to the diorama. But that's what I like about this diorama, man. You can put anything on it. Really, really happy how this came out. So, let me know what you think, guys. I'll put a little slideshow at the end. I've been trying to do that, put a little slideshow at the end. So, but there it is. And we are on to the next build. Yeah, real happy with that. Everything moves, all the tires move. I carried it in on this and almost freaking rolled off. I was like, yeah, so those lights, the lenses come out of if I'm not mistaken, those lenses came off a PBY model I had. I just save everything, clear parts, everything. And then the glass for the lanterns on the side, I just happen to have a thin piece. I don't know what it came out of. It was a thin piece of clear that was just as wide as that. So all I had to do was cut the long way. So that's what we did there. I'm very happy with how those look. They look period, everything. On the inside of these lights, I stuck a couple of upside down hubcaps that were chrome. So it would look like there were bulbs in there. But yeah, very, very happy with how this looks, guys. Let me know what you think, please. So we are on to the next. Yeah, real happy with the gauges. See if we can get in here. Real happy with how those came out. Yeah. So there it is, guys. There it is, 1913 Mercer Type 35J Raceabout. You guys take care of yourselves. We'll be talking later. I think I'm going to try to see if I can get some Constitution done. So, all right, guys. Have a good one. We'll talk later. Peace out.